Hello there and welcome back to the Net Report. Chris here, and today I am here to talk about the 2023 to 2024 Rookie of the Year race and how it has the potential to be one of the more entertaining races we have seen in the last few years. Many players out of the 2023 draft class project to be pretty good right off the bat, such as Victor Wembanyama, Scoot Henderson, Brandon Miller, and when you combine that with Chet Holmgren, who is finally getting his chance to play out his rookie year after being injured all of last year, this 2024 Rookie of the Year race has the potential to be very fun and entertaining, and I'm not so sure it is as set in stone as many people believe. Starting with the odds-on favorite, and rightfully so, Victor Wembanyama, who of course has the potential to be amazing right off the bat. And I will say, if Wembanyama is as good as many project day one, which many have been saying Wembanyama can be an all-star or even all-NBA in his rookie season, which I don't know if I'm willing to go that far on how great he'll be in year one, but if he is truly that great right off the bat, I am not sure any other rookies will be able to compete with Victor for the Rookie of the Year award. However, like I said, I think we may be jumping the gun a bit. Looking back at the last 25 years, there have only been 3 rookies who are all-stars, those 3 rookies being Tim Duncan, Yao Ming, and Blake Griffin. There were a lot more from the 80s and 90s, however, this was in part due to the league expanding, more players remaining in college longer, therefore coming into the league more polished. Point being, it has become a lot more rare in the modern age. If we shorten it to rookies who have made an all-NBA team, we only have 3 in the last 40 years, those being Michael Jordan, David Robinson, and Tim Duncan. So if Wembanyama was to become an all-star and make an all-NBA team like some analysts think he can, it would put him in historic company, which is why I think we should temper expectations a little bit so we aren't setting him up for failure. We all know Wembanyama is a one-of-a-kind build who is listed as 7'5", has a ridiculous 8-foot wingspan, and projects to be an amazing interior presence and rim protector. Just based off his size and athleticism alone, he has great instincts, he is a smart basketball player, can handle the ball, could score in a multitude of ways, including shooting the outside shot. So Wembanyama should absolutely be the favorite for this award. We saw the good and the bad in the Summer League. Even though he only played 2 games, it was a rough start in Game 1 where he only put up 9 points, shot 2 for 13 from the field, and even though he had 5 blocks, which is pretty impressive, he got dunked on pretty badly, and this of course is what people were posting online and talking about. But however, he bounced back in Game 2, scoring 27 points, had 12 rebounds, he shot 9 for 14 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, and looked overall impressive. He had a couple of tough fadeaways and was able to finish around the rim, even hit a few threes, and was a monster in the paint. Just overall a great bounce back game for Victor, and it showed the potential he really possesses and why he should be the favorite to win this award. However, we have seen reports that the Spurs are already looking to load manage Victor Wembanyama in his rookie year, which makes sense from a Spurs organization that has always been eager to load manage and preserve their guys. It's a big reason why the big 3 of Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili played together at a high level for well over a decade. But the load managing is what makes this Rookie of the Year race interesting. You now have to play 65 games with the new CBA rules to qualify for NBA awards, including Rookie of the Year. And if the Spurs do plan on resting Victor Wembanyama throughout the season, and you add in a couple smaller injuries which are typical throughout the season, it is very possible Wemby may not even qualify, which would be crazy, especially if he is putting up crazy numbers. But like I said, I think we should temper expectations a little bit. I think Victor will be great right off the bat, but let's not crown him as an all-star right out the gate. I think he should be the favorite to win this award, and if anyone could have a historical rookie season, it is of course Victor Wembanyama, so I'm excited to see how his rookie season pans out. Next, we have Chet Holmgren, who per most betting sites is ranked with the 2nd best odds to win Rookie of the Year, and Chet is probably one of, if not the most interesting rookie going into this year. He of course had the unfortunate Lisfranc injury before the start of last season, which is why he was not able to play for all of last season. But if you paid attention to last year's draft class, Chet was really hyped up going into the 2022 draft, and he was definitely in that 3-man race for who would be the number 1 overall pick, the other 2 of course being Jabari Smith and Paolo Banchero. Chet has many strengths coming into the league. Similar to Wemby, he looks like he can be an amazing rim protector right off the bat. We saw he averaged 3.5 blocks per game in Summer League this year, and with that ridiculous wingspan and height, he should be able to help the Thunder turn into a great interior defending team, one area they struggled with last year. He also has of course shown plenty of offensive potential, especially throughout the Summer League. He has a quick first step and good handle for a big man. He can finish in the paint and mid-range pretty well. He has a few nice offensive moves. looks like he can be a monster in the pick and roll game and the pick and pop game. There is a lot to like about his game right away. The two things going against Chet are the injuries, which we hope he can have a fully healthy season going into the 2023 to 2024 season. And the other thing going against Chet is how stacked the Thunder are with young talent. You have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who can drop 30 any given night. Jalen Williams, who is looking to build on an amazing rookie season last year. Josh Giddey, who will for sure be looking to take that next step into becoming a real star in this league. So there will definitely be less opportunities, at least offensively, for him, because he is on, of course, the better team. I could see Victor Wembanyama putting up more stats due to being on a worse team. He will, of course, shoulder more of the offensive responsibility early on, but Chet could have a more efficient season with maybe less eye-popping stats due to him having more talented teammates who will create better opportunities for him. But if Chet enters this season as a great rim protector, puts up great stats, and the Thunder take that next step and become real playoff contenders like they have the potential to do so, I could see Chet Holmgren being at the top of the Rookie of the Year conversations for 2024, especially if he is one of the players truly elevating this talented Thunder team. So definitely do not write off Chet. It seems like he's been forgotten about by some NBA fans due to being out for a whole year, but he has a real chance to pull off an upset and win Rookie of the Year. The third player we have before the odds really fall off, and this is my podcast and channel partner Tariq's pick for Rookie of the Year, Scoot Henderson. Scoot Henderson is probably one of the best prospects we have seen in a while that did not go number 1 overall. We, of course, heard all the chatter during the draft process. Many were talking about how Scoot Henderson would have been the number 1 pick in many other drafts. He just happened to be in the same draft class as Victor Wembanyama, unfortunately for him. But Scoot looks like he can be great right off the bat. I definitely think there will be more growing pains compared to Victor or Chet, especially being on a team in Portland that looks like it is going into full rebuild mode with a lot of young talent, assuming Damian Lillard is traded before the season, of course. But Scoot coming into the league looks like he can be a great playmaker and a true leader of that young core in Portland. He looks like he can be an absolute menace driving to the rim. He has insane athleticism, a quick first step which helps carry his offensive game. The one weakness, of course, is the shooting. It's not bad, but it by no means is great. But one would have to hope that just improves over the course of the next few years, which is why I could see some growing pains. As I said before, this Portland team is rebuilding and will depend on the likes of Scoot Henderson, Anthony Simons, and Shaedon Sharpe, and I could see Scoot really shining in this backcourt. Outside of those three, the only real heavy scorer on the Blazers is Jeremy Grant, so I could see Scoot still putting up really good stats. However, depending on how that rotation looks, who knows if he gets enough playing time and enough of the offensive load to really put up crazy numbers to upset the likes of Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren. Scoot Henderson unfortunately was only able to play 1 game in the Summer League after suffering a shoulder injury that caused the Blazers to shut him down for the rest of the games. He was impressive in that game, however, dropping 15 points and 6 dimes. Showed his ability to attack the basket. He even had a nice mid-range pull-up and a nice 3 off a screen. So I am optimistic for his rookie season. So don't be surprised if Scoot Henderson is in Rookie of the Year conversations with the likes of Chet and Wemby if all goes well. Like I stated, those are the top 3 suspects for Rookie of the Year, but there are still a few players I wanted to bring up who could have great rookie seasons and at least be close to the conversation if all goes right. Not saying they will win the award, but they will be interesting to monitor. First, I wanted to bring up Brandon Miller of the Charlotte Hornets, who was a part of the hyped up top 3 prospects in this draft. I definitely think there will be more growing pains compared to the other rookies on this list. He projects to be a two-way wing who can shoot the ball and be a pretty good defender. However, a lot of times these types of players take a couple years to really develop and become well-rounded, efficient players. I definitely think he has the potential to be a very good player. However, it will take a few years. We saw those struggles early on in the Las Vegas portion of the Summer League, where he shot 5 for 15 in Game 1 and 4 for 19 in Game 2. And in those 2 games, he was a combined 3 for 17 from 3, so it was a rough start. He bounced back, however, in the 3rd game of the Summer League, which was his final one as well. He had 26 points on over 50% from the field, 3 for 6 from 3, which was an encouraging sign. I like Brandon Miller as a prospect and think he can have a decent rookie year, but I don't really see him competing with the other 3 guys listed above, unfortunately. Next, I wanted to mention Cam Whitmore and Amen Thompson of the Houston Rockets. I have seen them ranked as high as the 5th best odds for Rookie of the Year, but usually around the 5 to 8 range, and I just don't see it. Both will not be starting right off the bat, and I think lack of opportunities will lead them to not really be in conversation for this at all, especially now that they brought in Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks, so I just personally don't see it. And finally, I wanted to mention Utah's Keyonte George, who had a monstrous summer league in which he averaged 21.7 points per game, 6.3 assists, and 2 rebounds a game in the Las Vegas Summer League portion. He did all of this on super great efficiency as well, shooting 52.5% from the field, 44.4% from 3. He was just overall amazing and showed how great he has the potential to be on the offensive side of the ball. I could see a scenario where he plays good maybe the first third of the season and is inserted into that starting lineup and plays very well for Utah. I think he is a super dark horse to at least be in contention for the award, and I am excited to see if he can transfer his summer league success into NBA success right away. All in all, we have a ton of great prospects entering the league this year that can make this Rookie of the Year race very interesting. If I had to make a bet, I am picking the heavy favorite in Victor Wembanyama, but like I stated, I could very easily see Chet or Scoot making this a very interesting race. This year has some of the best rookies we have seen in a while, and I am excited to see how they all perform. But in the comment section below, let us know your pick for Rookie of the Year, and let us know who you are most excited to watch this upcoming season. As always, subscribe and give this video a like if you enjoy the content. We will continue uploading more NBA and sports content, so if you enjoy that sort of content, subscribe and stay tuned. As always, thank you for stopping by, and have a great one.